This is my favourite sugar to use when I'm making savoury Indian food, and there's a reason for that. So Jaggery is an unrefined cane sugar. So here it is in a ball. So when it's fresh, it's quite soft. It smells, it has this really beautiful caramel molasses kind of a smell. You can see that it isn't refined, so essentially what's happened is that the sugar cane has had its juice extracted, and then that juice has been treated until it gets to this sort of waxy kind of a character, and it sets, and then it's formed into balls, and then this is how you buy it. So the reason that we use Jaggery is because it isn't as refined as other sugars. The molasses and the sugar crystals haven't actually been separated. So effectively, it's a sugar that eats like a fat. That's the shortest way to explain it. And what I mean by that is quite literally a little piece of the sugar feels like you're eating a caramel fudge. Oh, it's so yummy. It's used to make sweets as well as used in savoury food. It's buttery. It has a burnished flavour note, so it's quite golden in terms of its flavour profile. It's rich. It has a very round mouthfeel, and it has the body reacts a little differently to a sugar that's less refined. So the GI spike, so your glucose spike when you eat this sugar, isn't as severe as it is when you eat a more refined sugar. Not to say it's healthy, but it is softer on the body. So in terms of why it's used for flavour profiling is that when you're using spice in an Indian context, quite often what you're doing is you are playing with sharp contrasts and lots of texture. For the mouth, that can be a lot to handle. The mouth's a small space. So what you're asking is for this, in this little cavern here, you're asking your body to interpret all sorts of different contrasting flavours and then find pleasure in that process as well. So one of the ways to aid your body in finding pleasure in that process is to sweeten the deal. So what Jaggery does is it doesn't disturb the contrast, it doesn't negate the contrast in the flavours, but what it does is it rounds out some of the sharper points. And what that means is you're not feeling as assaulted when you're eating as you would if this wasn't there. So just a small amount, and when I say small amount, like this much is normally enough in a sabzi that would feed somewhere between 4 to 6 people. I find that if I use too much, that the Jaggery and the sweetness and the roundness can actually dumb down the complexity in the spice blend.